We're going to make a dessert today. This is a super easy and quick recipe. You can have all the ingredients ready to go. It's going to take us 60 seconds or less. The basis of this is going to be bananas. Now you could use any frozen fruit that you want. The reason I use bananas is because they're a good thick consistency and they have a really creamy texture once you've blended them all up. Fun fact, I used to have a really irrational fear of bananas as a kid. I've had to come a long way since I've gone plant-based. Now I really love them, particularly in desserts, so I will literally buy a kilo or two of bananas when they're cheap, freeze them, cut them up into little bits so I can use them in smoothies. So I've got about one banana in there. You could go for a bit more. This is enough for probably one person. At this point, sometimes I'll put in some different frozen berries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, whatever you've got. You can jam them all in there. And there's going to be plenty of sugar already in this with the bananas. So what I'm going to do is add a bit of soy milk, just kind of enough. I don't know what that is. That's maybe like a quarter of a cup of soy milk. You just need to experiment with the texture once we start blending. Because if you've got really frozen bananas, it's going to be harder. If they're only fairly freshly done, then you might need less liquid. I also have some cacao nibs. Now, I'm not being a wanky person when I have cacao nibs. They were just really cheap, that's why I bought them. But right now is sort of the time you can choose what sort of flavors you want. For me, this is sweet enough. If you wanted more sugar, you could put in something in there, some maple syrup. You could put in some dates, is really good. Cocoa powder, you could put in vanilla, you could put in anything you want. You put in some chia, some dried fruit, anything you want in here. So I'm just going to put maybe, I don't know, 2 tablespoons or so of cacao. Cacao's not really sweet at all, but it adds a nice little textural crunch, particularly when you've got the nibs. So it's probably going to be okay. I'm going to put this in my Ninja. It's the Ninja. Screw the lid on and turn it upside down, and I'm just literally going to blend this. This thing's like the best investment ever, I swear. So I had to just give it a little bit of a helping hand. This blender is so efficient, but I wanted to make this really thick, so that's why I didn't add a lot of liquid. I'm gonna grab a little ramekin, and everything's been broken up. It's totally broken up inside there. And I'm just gonna dish it out. You can see it's like nice and thick. You can use other plant milks, almond, oat, rice milk, anything else you wanted. I find that soy gives the best result. It's the creamiest. It's kind of got a higher fat content, so it does give you a bit of a creamier result. So that's why I go for that. Finish it off, I've got just some, it's kind of like I don't know what is it, nut and seed mix. It's got some flax seeds, some petas, got some dates. I'm gonna pop that on top. And there is our frozen dessert ready to go. So if you want to make this for more people, either use a bigger blender. You can use any type of blender really for this. Just use more bananas. As I said, fruit is another way to sort of change up the flavor on it. Strawberries work really well with bananas. Maybe use twice the amount of strawberries to banana to get the strawberry flavor through. But using bananas and the soy milk will definitely give you the creaminess. So there you go. That's a really quick dessert. It's going to satisfy your sugar cravings, and it's not going to have as much of all the other stuff that goes into desserts you're going to get from the supermarket.